Hi guys, P2B has told us that office of the president is not a home of retirement, that Nigerians need a competent and energetic person to work, not someone that will travel out of the country for medical trip. Guys, P2B have all it takes to take this country out of recession where our oppressors dumped it. Get your PVC and vote for Labour Party come February 2023. Guys, watch what Rufai said.
Well, Rufai, many things to discuss this morning.
Packed up in one.
Yes.
Okay, at first, let me start with the P2B one. The presidency of Nigeria is a place for hard work. Nigeria needs a boots on the ground, roll up his sleeves CEO that can address the myriad of challenges we have. Debt, lack of confidence in the country because of insecurity, lack of confidence in the economy of the country. All our external Eurobond borrowing partners are beginning to look at our bonds as junk status now. You hear the analysts here yesterday say, while other countries are borrowing by less than 10%, we are borrowing a little over 10%. It is harder for us to go external borrowing now. So there's been an all-time low in confidence as regards the economy and security, with mammoth inflation rate, rising debts, and all of that. So Nigeria needs a roll-up-the-sleeve CEO, not a place for any retirement. And we need a leader in 2023 that can work, because he will need to think critically and take some very hard decisions. Some decisions that will not favor his friends. Top people in the echelons of this country have friends. I was telling somebody this morning when they asked me, what is political will? I said, political will is the capacity to be able to tell your friends when they are caught with their hands in the cookie jar that I love you as a friend, but the law will take its course. How many people can tell that to their friends? That's the kind of leader we'll need in 2023. We're paying too much subsidies. There's a high recurrent expenditure. There's a lot of things going on amiss in government and governance. The National Assembly has been the most rubber stamp I have seen in recent times. In the budget alone, there are up to 5 breaches of the law. Nothing has been said by the National Assembly. The law says you can't securitize ways and means. This same National Assembly, after listening to the budget speech, said they will consider it. Or probably they might have to pass in the interests of the president. It's whatever the president wants, he gets. And that's why when you look back, you missed out robust National Assembly. Lots of people say there was a cantankerous relationship, but there was robust interplay of ideas headed by Bukola Saraki. Now, it's free for all. And the National Assembly should not forget that they're supposed to be there representing us, the people.
That's right.
It is our views and aims and objectives that should be frontal. And the argument should win, but it has always been about the sentiments. So when they say they are not rubber stamp, they are not rubber stamp. Who approved all the debts? Who approved all the external borrowings? They were quick to approve everything without second guessing and say this is not going to be in the interest of the country. And those debts now have come home to roost. We've got a big, huge 77 trillion gaping hole. And the National Assembly is very sanguine about them not being rubber stamped. That's, you see, there are facts on ground. And one fact I have put on the ground, you could challenge me on the fact, is 5 different laws were breached in this budget alone. Securitization of ways and means. The fact that you can't go beyond the threshold of 5% to your GDP for your deficit. We've breached that. Many other things like that. Finance Act wasn't passed. This same National Assembly that says it's not a rubber stamp didn't open room for public hearing. Hurriedly rushed the Finance Act to the president. Have public hearings be conducted at the will of the people. This same National Assembly, you remember what they did with electronic voting? Until the people had to voice their concerns, didn't most of their members go ahead and lie that they had no internet in their homes? One even lied so blatantly that he has no internet in his home. And I'm sure you remember the other day that we talked to Johnson Chukwu. He's from the same village with that National Assembly senator that claimed there was no internet zone, and there's 4G.
Maybe in his house.
4G in his village. So we have seen the National Assembly act like a rubber stamp. Anything the president wants, he gets. That's why he's put it towards them again, and time will tell if they will help securitize that. For President Buhari saying his legacies, voting Bola Ahmed Tinubu, yeah, he can campaign for Bola Ahmed Tinubu as his candidate. But I would like us to empirically x-ray his legacies. He says he's built infrastructure. Give it to him. Infrastructure stock to GDP rose from 20% to 35%. But the question a lot of people ask is, what's been the after effect on the lives of the people? We have insecurity. We thank God 7 people have been released from the Edo debacle, but people are still in the bush. 2 train attacks in the space of a year on the same infrastructure because infrastructure was found wanting on that rail line to Kaduna. So we've had that. And then when you check the infrastructure across board, vis-a-vis the economic fecundity or the economic vitality of the people, it's a faux pas. Over 20% inflation rate. Massive levels of unemployment. For over 2 years now, the National Bureau of Statistics can't print out unemployment numbers. Do you know what that means? Cost of living on the increase. They will make arguments of Russia and Ukraine. Inflation too, they will make arguments of Europe. But the counter argument to that is about the fact that when you look at it critically, Ayo, the border closure policy triggered inflation because inflation was about 11%. After the border was closed, inflation started trending upwards. So those are the legacies. So are these the legacies we'd like to continue? The president also says, no corruption. Yes. Like he says, he might not hold any house abroad. No corruption has been found against him. Give it to him, he's an upright man. But the question is, was corruption found in his administration? Yes. The Attorney General is one. We've had many cases with EFCC by people that have been shown to a nolle prosecute. So these are the facts on ground. And when we talk, let's talk empirically.